This is number 10. This video is 10, 11, and 12. So number 10 says, which of the following is the equation of the line parallel to 6x plus 3y equals 12 and contains a point 40? So I don't need to rewrite this whole equation. What I need is the slope, right? Because I want the line parallel, but it's going to be a different line because it contains that point. I'm going to assume it's a different line. Okay, so the slope. Now, this is in AX, BY, and C. It's not officially standard form, but if we have AX plus BY equals C, it might help you to remember that the slope equals negative A over B. That's going to make it a lot quicker. Okay, you don't have to remember that. You can solve, and I will do that too. But negative A over B, A and B up here, A is 6 and B is 3. So negative 6 over 3, slope is negative 2. And now I can just do y equals negative 2x plus b and solve for b. I have a point. And in fact, it's a 0. That makes it easier. 0 equals negative 2 times 4 plus b. I'm just solving for slope-intercept. That's going to be negative 8 plus b equals 0. 8 equals b. Right? Add 8 to both sides. I know sometimes I skip those steps, but these are things we need to be mastering by now. So I've got 8 equals b. That means it's y equals negative 2x plus 8. C is the correct answer. Now I can rewrite this equation up here and get slope, okay? But I think, again, for the sake of time, I need to do that quickly or not at all. I'll just do it quickly so I can get slope. 6x plus 3y equals 12. Really, I don't even care about the 12. I'm going to subtract 6x because all I want is the slope. And I get 3y equals negative 6x plus 12, and I divide by 3. Again, not worried about that. There's my slope, right? Negative 6 over 3, which is negative 2, which is what I got before. What's the range of the data? So this is not domain and range. This is what's the difference between the minimum and the max values. So the range is I take the max and I subtract the min, right? So I need to find the biggest number, that's 236, and I need to subtract the smallest number, which is 125. It occurs twice. That's not relevant. Okay, 5 from 6 is 1, 2 from 3 is 1, 1 from 2 is 1. There it is. You can put that data into your calculator and do it that way. Boy, that would just be an awful long way to go, right? I'm pretty sure the range is right in there, but we're not going that route. Okay. This is a terminology question. Do you know what the difference is between an exponential, a quadratic, and a linear equation? I know some people are saying, well, we don't know what quadratic growth is. Well, I hope that you know that this is not a quadratic equation. If it's not a quadratic equation, it cannot be quadratic growth, right? So the question is, not so much is it, or do I know what quadratic growth is? The question is, do you know what an exponential equation is when you see it? And an exponential equation is an equation where x is the exponent. That's why it's called exponential. So, is it growing or shrinking? So we get the growing or shrinking part from the number that's being raised to the power, the base. The base is 3. If it's greater than or equal to 1, excuse me, not 1. If it's greater than 1, it's growth, right? That comes from our y equals a times b to the x. Parent basic equation for exponential. If b is greater than 1, it's growth. If b is between 0 and 1, it's decay. Talked about Radioactive decay, less and less radioactivity. We talked about growth in a lot of different formats, populations, money, all sorts of different things. 3 is more than 1, so A is the correct answer for number 12.